Baddies Gone Wild episode 4 review slash recap. I'm gonna just let y'all know I got like 6 or 7 least valuable baddies. I think they all got on my nerves this episode, but especially the bully shit, they losing me. I think the whole season about to start going downhill. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we start off with Ming fighting Shay, and then Gloss is gonna fight Shay too. Ming and Gloss up both can't fight. And then Ming is talking about, oh, Shay, stop picking on me, B, stop trying to bully me. But you the one who came downstairs to the confessional room saying you wanted to fight her. So how's she bullying you? And you came downstairs with backup. So it's a 2-on-1. But you saying she bullying you. Like, Ming, you sound stupid. And it's like, Ming, you keep talking about Shay is picking on you and bullying you. If anything, you need to be mad at Hurricane M and Gloss Up for setting you up. Telling you Shay was talking about you when I don't even think she was really talking about you. And Gloss Up, like I said from the beginning, should have stated her real issue with Shay and fought Shay for her own reasons. Not just say you fighting her because of Ming. You know you don't like the girl, so say why you don't like the girl. Like Gloss, if you had a problem, you should have been fought Shay by yourself. Not wait till Ming want to fight her or Ming is about to fight her. That shit was corny. And then they both come downstairs to where Hurricane M and TT are at. And Ming is talking about, oh, I'm a celebrity, B, stop messing with me. Like, girl, pipe down. You're a celebrity sibling. The only reason they considered you a celebrity or an influencer on this show is because you got more followers than all of these other girls, because this is literally all of these other girls' first time in the entertainment industry whatsoever. But don't get cocky like you really famous. Girl, please. And I said, I feel like Gloss Up low-key trying to get close to Nikki through Ming. Like, are you trying to get a feature or something? Because Ming can't even get a feature from Nikki. Nikki don't even barely like Ming. So I hope that's not your point in doing this. Because now Gloss is talking about Ming is her sister. Girl, please. Like, Shay was literally duking Gloss Up. Like, I feel like Shay won the fight with Gloss Up. Especially this second round. Child, please. When Gloss Up went back upstairs to fight Shay again, she lost. And Shay ate in her confessional. She said, ain't you the same bitch that lost your music deal? Talking about Gloss Up. She said, bitch, you're a fraud. Like, clock it, Gloss Up. You came on the show and you going outside. First of all, it's bad enough that you downgraded from being on the Impact NYC or the Impact ATL with Ari and them that was on VH1 and BET to being on Baddies and being on Zeus and fighting bitches and putting batteries in 19-year-old backs. Then you and Glorilla is best friends from the same city. Y'all came up together in a rap group. Look where Glorilla is because she actually puts in the work. You signed to QC and you can't do nothing to save your life. You can't get a hit to save your life. You don't have no work ethic. Like, girl, please. As y'all can see, Ming wig is hanging halfway off her head. So she talking about the only way she going dead the beef with Shay is if Shay buy her a new wig that's not crunchy. She said that wig was worth $400. Well, maybe you shouldn't have went up to somebody wanting a fight if you didn't want your wig to get snatched off and if you know that you really can't fight like that. So Hurricane M starts yelling from the bottom of the steps, oh, Ming stays regardless, Shay, you gotta go, ho. So Bahadi was in the bathroom with Shay and she closed the door. Like, nobody wanna hear y'all. So now all four of them are down here talking. Gloss Up keeps trying to tell them, oh, Shay wanted to fight Ming, but she didn't want to fight me. She's picking and choosing. Like, no. Shay didn't understand why you were talking to her because Ming was the person coming to her with an issue saying, oh, you were talking about me. So she understood why Ming wanted to fight her, even though she told Ming, I wasn't talking about you, but if you believe what everybody is telling you, then fine, we could fight. But then Gloss Up, you piping up out of nowhere talking about you want to fight too. Bitch, do we got an issue? So no, I don't think she was scared. I think she was just like, bitch, why are you in my face and why are you inserting yourself in me and Ming problem? But she still gave it to you. So I don't know why you keep telling your friends about it. Then Ming had rings on, still didn't do nothing with Shay. Now, I don't like Hurricane M, but she did make a good point, so I'm going to point it out. Y'all know on Bad Girls Club, sometimes the girls would get into it in the confessional room, and being that this is the first baddie show with a confessional room, Ming, Gloss Up, and Shay did have the first fight ever in the confessional room on Baddies. Because I'm sure there will be more to come, so they're the first to do it. So then Hurricane M comes up with her lame bully idea. Oh, y'all want to take her bed? Ming, do you want her bed tonight? We could put it in our room and we could all be together. So Ming was like, yeah. So then Hurricane M yells to the side, Ming is taking your bed tonight, B. Okay, so now we see what is basically another house meeting, but everybody's not present, but a lot of the girls are. So we have Daisy, Erica Raven, Oxy Pearl, Jaidynn, Coco Shadell, Rella, and Janellis. So it was a lot going on in this scene. First, Coco asked Daisy, is she still going to be sleeping in the bed with TT? And she was like, yeah, we in there like gravy. Like I told her, we sleeping together, so it is what it is. Like, we not going to lie, Daisy is running the house. I'm not going to lie. They all scared of her. And the people that I don't feel like are fully scared of her, like Jaidynn and Rella, because Jaidynn swung on her and Rella got into it with her a few times, I feel like Daisy could easily beat them. So even if you're not scared, it's like she's definitely running the house because it's like either everybody is scared of her or she could beat everybody up. And she's not quiet like a Tasiki who just sit back and, you know, sit in their skills. She's very much willing to fight. She likes to fight. So then from there, Daisy turns to Jaidynn and she was like, I don't know what was going on with you last night, but you was on 10 with me. So Jaidynn was saying she was drunk and her arm hurt and all of that stuff. You know, her regular excuses. So then Coco pipes up and she's like, half of y'all don't even be doing nothing. Yeah, y'all might turn up at the club, but y'all don't be teeing up in the house. And Daisy was like, yeah, for real, a lot of y'all are giving pretty ass flies on the wall. That was some Rolly ass shit to say. That was like when Rolly told T, oh, you think you pretty and fuckable. Why you mad? Because they got casted and they pretty flies on the wall. I'm sure they'll get out there if they need to. They got casted for a reason. So I low-key felt like Coco and Daisy was referring to everybody else standing there. Erica, Oxy, Jaidynn, Janellis, and Rella. But I just feel like that's really not true. Like, Rella fought mad times, Janellis fought mad times, and Jaidynn fought a few times. Oxy and Erica are the only ones that I feel like that could really apply to. But I also respected what Oxy said. She was like, I don't have an issue with nobody, so what am I piping up for? I'm not inserting myself in people's beefs, and I'm not looking for issues for camera time. Like I said, that girl is 29 years old. She's not like the rest of them, and she's clearly a little more mature than the rest of them. So Daisy comes out of nowhere and she's like, yeah, because I want to see if you act ignorant or not. And she looking at Rella, and Rella was like, okay, anyway. And Daisy going to say once again, yeah, because you New York City bitches are different. Here we go with this shit again. Like, Daisy, you going to lose so many fans or people who were supporting you and liked you at the beginning of the show because of this shit. Do you know how big New York City is, bitch? Because at this point, you irritating me. And I'm from New York City. But like I said, I've been living in Rochester for a couple of years. But it's like, bitch, come on. Enough is enough. The New York obsession, the New York City obsession, gotta stop. Like, what are you really mad for? And what is your issue really with girls from New York? Like, it really be given that you mad that you not from New York City. But anyway, Daisy starts saying, you know it's a difference, bitch. You know it's a difference. And Rella like, a difference between what? And she like, between New York City and Rochester. And Rella was like, yeah, because nobody talks about Rochester. And like I told y'all, it's nothing out here. So Daisy starts standing up, and Rella like, what are you standing up for? So she stands up too. And Daisy is like, best believe I leave with the Baddies chain and the money, B. You probably are going to get one of the first Baddies chains because, like I said, you are running the house. But do I think you're going to get that 50K? No. I think a lot of us voted for you the first 2 episodes because we thought you was cool and you was entertaining and you had a lot of screen time. And we didn't know that you was just going to keep carrying on with this bully shit, like just doing too much. So at this point, I feel like going forward, the rest of the season, people are really not going to be voting for you. So no, you're not going to win the 50K because it's fan voted and you're doing too much. Rella was like, Daisy, enough is enough. You being a bully at this point, you picking on me for no reason. And Rella ate that when she told Daisy, I don't need no Baddies chain. I already got a chain. She's coming in with that DTV energy. So then Rella starts saying, I'm a celebrity guest. And Daisy was like, well, I didn't know you before the show and I still don't know you now. You got to show me something. But then she starts saying Rella got a ghostwriter. So I agree with what Janella said in her confessional. It sounded like you was low-key tuned into Rella shit. And you felt like the raps was so good that she had to have a ghostwriter. And I've heard Rella music. She gives Ice Spice. She don't even rap that good. So why would you think she got a ghostwriter? So Rella was like, okay, so you listen to my music. Did you like it? And Daisy was like, well, I only heard a little bit. And Rella was like, okay, did you like it? And Daisy was like, you talking your shit or whatever, but I could tell you got a ghostwriter. Like, girl, you really giving hater. Like I said, she's still entertaining. She's still running the house. She still is a big part of the show. And a lot of the season would have been boring so far without her. But she is starting to get on my nerves. Even though she do be having funny moments. Like, it's given that love-hate relationship that a lot of us have with Rolly. Like, Rolly is one of my faves, but I'm always calling her out for the BS she be doing. I think Daisy gonna be the same way. Then Coco says that Bahadi told her that Daisy said she was ducking smoke at the table. Daisy is saying she never said that. So Coco is like, well, I guess Bahadi lied. Once again, I think Coco lied on Bahadi and made this up. The same way I told y'all I think Hurricane M made up what she told Ming about Shay. And once again, Oxy is wise enough to, in my opinion, see through the BS, which is why she said, okay, is anybody going to go get Bahadi? Like, we all talking about her. We could just have her come here and get to the bottom of this right now. Everybody could talk in front of everybody. But y'all not going to keep saying this girl is lying and she not here to defend herself. Then for whatever reason, Erica Raven decides to talk for the first time this season. And she tells Jaidynn that she's young-minded and she doesn't take social cues. She be popping it and then she be acting like she don't know she was supposed to get smacked. Now, while to an extent that may be true because Jaidynn did pop it at Daisy, she pops it at Hurricane M, and those are both people that she can't beat. It's not Erica's place to say nothing about that because you need to mind your business if she never popped it at you. It's low-key giving you trying to have a moment because you know the camera ain't been on you all season. Like I said, you might have had a confessional or two, but this is the first time you really spoke this whole season. And Daisy just said, y'all looking like pretty ass flies on the wall. I feel like she put a battery in your back. So now you just speaking up to speak. And you could go back to shutting up and minding your business, in my opinion. And then I think her and Jaidynn only 1 year apart. And she talking about Jaidynn as young-minded. And Jaidynn was like, I feel like you just asked if I was slow. Jaidynn, you low-key are slow. So all of the ladies left from the backyard. Erica, Rella, and Janellis come downstairs to join the bully group of ladies, and they basically get updated about the fight that happened with Shay. Hurricane M is a hypocrite. She gonna say right now, when Rella was asking what happened with Ming, she gonna say, oh, Shay tried to be a bully like she always do. But then in the next breath in her confessional, she gonna say, oh, everybody trying to say Shay is a bully. I don't think Shay could be a bully because she don't put fear in nobody's heart. And to be a bully, you got to keep trying to fight people who don't want to fight you. And that's not Shay. But that's you, though. Because you keep trying to fight Jaidynn. And Jaidynn told you mad time she ain't want to fight you. Ming said that she regret kissing Shay. Now she feels dirty. Hurricane M said in her confessional she don't know why Ming kissed Shay in the first place. She lost right then and there when she kissed Shay. Then here go Erica Raven jumping on another bandwagon. Now she talking about, yeah, I been called there. I knew Shay was a bully and we don't like that. But y'all all ready to go against Shay at once. Is that not bullying? Like I said, it's just given that Erica is trying to have moments now and trying to get camera time. So she just going to go with the popular opinion and jump on bandwagons and beef with people that everybody is beefing with. Starting with Jaidynn and Shay. And it's corny. I'm not feeling Erica. And after all that BS, they decide to do a Wild Bees take shots and the scene ends there. So then we cut to this fun scene. I felt like this was kind of BGC coded. The camera work could have been a little bit better, but it was still a cute scene. Bahadi and Oxy was just drunk playing outside in the pool. Bahadi was running into walls. She hit her own face and head with her sneaker. They was just really having a good time vibing, enjoying the house and getting to know each other. So Jaidynn, Shay, and Coco decided to go to bed early before the rest of the girls because they said their energy was drained. Meanwhile, majority of the other girls are at the table, and remember, they already said this plan about them taking the girls' beds and giving it to Ming. And at that point, they start getting up and start like walking upstairs and creeping upstairs to their room. Jaidynn and Shay already had an idea that the girls was going to be on some BS, so they decided to lock the door. Now, they should have kept it locked, and this is why I say Jaidynn is a little slow, because why would you unlock the door for any of these girls? I don't care if you think you kind of cool with somebody. If you're not locked in with them and they not really your friend, this is not the time to be opening the door for anybody. And then at the same time, we see Gloss Up, Ming, and Hurricane M in the confessional with M&M peanuts. We later find out that Shay is allergic to peanuts, so that was their point of having those. They plan to like throw them at her, which could literally give her a serious allergic reaction depending on how severe her peanut allergy is. So I don't think that's funny either. And I don't even know why production let them get away with that. Maybe they know how serious Shay's allergy is, because if she had a severe reaction to that, Zeus, you will get sued. So stop letting bullshit slide. So like I said, Jaidynn is so stupid. She gets a knock on the door. She talking about it was like a quiet knock, so I decided to open the door. Like, girl, bye. And then as soon as she opened the door, you could hear Gloss Up say it's moving day. So why didn't you slam the door back in her face and lock it? She basically let them in the room. So then they all slowly start coming in the room behind Jaidynn. I'm like, girl, you're slow. So Gloss Up comes in with the M&M peanuts and throws them on Shay's blanket and her foot and stuff. So like I said, this is why I said Zeus must have knew that Shay allergy wasn't that bad. That's what I'm hoping. So Shay is basically ignoring them, acting like she sleep. And Ming said that's how Shay looked, you know, like having her eyes halfway closed, trying to ignore them, acting like she sleep. But they could tell that she was really awake. So Ming tries to take Shay's suitcase out of the room. Shay ends up getting up, snatching her suitcase back from Ming and like walking it back into the room. But at that point, she's now gotten up from her bed. So they start picking her mattress up. So for a minute, she tried to fight them back for the mattress, but then she was like, you know what, just take it. And she let it go. And she sat down on this little bed frame or whatever. So we see Hurricane M sliding the mattress into her and Gloss Up room. So I guess that's where Ming is going to be going. So then TT start coming over to Jaidynn like, oh, we need your bed too. We need your bed too. So Erica Raven was in her confessional like, I don't know how to feel now because now we taking Jaidynn bed too. First of all, girl, you shouldn't have even had nothing to say about Shay. Because you was the same one on the first episode in your confessional saying, oh, I don't care that Shay got a problem with the celebrity and audition pics. Yes, I'm one of them, but if she's not saying nothing to me specifically, I don't have a problem and I'm going to mind my business. But now you got a problem with Shay all of a sudden. And you talking about you called it and you knew she was a bully, this, that, and the third. So why you ain't pipe up when she said she had an issue with all of y'all that was audition and celebrity pics if you fit that group? Same thing like I said for Gloss Up. Y'all waited for somebody else to have an issue with Shay for y'all to join the bandwagon. So don't feel bad for Jaidynn now. You a part of it. You a bully too. So the ringleaders of the situation was definitely Ming Lee, Hurricane M, Gloss Up, and TT. And they was basically being followed by Rella and Erica. And then when they finally got Jaidynn off the bed, TT gonna put her hand on Jaidynn's shoulder to like lift herself up. And this is what I mean when I be saying Jaidynn is too scary for me. Like, you should have just popped on TT. I know she said she was worried about getting jumped, but it's like, bitch, y'all in here bullying me and taking my bed. You're not about to use my shoulder to lift you up, bitch. So Jaidynn basically follows behind them and sees what they're doing with her and Shay's mattresses. But then Emma's like, girl, get out of my room, get out of my room. And Jaidynn just walks away because, like I said, she said she was worried about getting jumped. And Shay had already left the room at some point. At first, I thought that was kind of weird because I'm like, why would you leave Jaidynn in there when she could have potentially got jumped? But once I realized that Shay had the peanut allergy, I kind of understood. So Jaidynn ends up going back to her room, but then she thinks again and she quickly locks the door. So this time she was going to keep it locked. They was kicking the door, trying to break the door down. She wasn't opening the door. And this is why I said Rella was doing too much, because why are you even kicking the door down? You're not even really involved to be that mad and putting that much energy into it. So Oxy and Bahadi still outside, but Oxy sees all the commotion and she realizes that they trying to break down the door of the room that she normally sleeps in with Shay and Jaidynn. So Bahadi and Oxy basically decide to come inside and investigate and see what's going on. Coco decides that she's going to get up and unlock the door. Because remember, she's still in the room with Jaidynn laying down. And she says she didn't like that Jaidynn locked the door with her inside. She said Jaidynn not about to hold her hostage. No, Coco, you're a follower. And you're right along with the rest of these corny ass bitches in this group. Now, we didn't really see Cupcake involved in the moving of the beds. But we do see her having like a Wild Bees take shots and giving high fives to Rella, TT, and Daisy. So to me, she was a part of it too. So Bahadi and Oxy come in the room. They're confused. They like, where did y'all beds go? And where is Shay? So Jaidynn told them Shay went downstairs and basically that the girls came in the room and took their beds and said that it's time for them to go. So Shay came back in the room and she looked at Coco and she was like, why is your name ripped off the door? So Coco was like, oh, my name is off the door too. And Jaidynn said, yeah, I ripped it off because you a part of it. You with them too. So now you're next. So Coco was telling Jaidynn, stop talking to me and stop trying to fight me and fight the girls who just took your bed. But it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Because it's like, stop trying to fight Jaidynn right now and go fight Daisy for fucking up your eye. And your eye still looks like that from episode 1. So Jaidynn said something to Coco about her eye and Coco got mad. She said she's sensitive about her eye right now. But like I said, you still didn't go get your lip back or put the energy into the person that you really need to be putting it into, which is the person who gave it to you. So Coco starts telling Jaidynn, stop talking to me before I have them pack you out, before I get all of them girls to go pack you out. So now, like I said, you're a part of the group. You're a part of the bully, corny bitch group because you're saying you're going to go get them to do something to Jaidynn. So Jaidynn told Bahadi she's going to a hotel. Bahadi said she felt like Jaidynn was going about it in a weak way. She told Jaidynn that to her face, but she said it in her confessional as well, like that she felt like Jaidynn was being a weak ass bitch. But Jaidynn said she felt like it wasn't weak. She said she felt like what's weak is continuing to fight and having her arm be messed up where she's like vulnerable. So she felt like she need to go to a hotel, get herself together, come back when her arm is right, I guess, and then she'll be ready. But we're not going to act like that's not normal for BGC as well. Like, they always used to get sent to hotels sometimes when the fights would get too crazy and then come back. So that don't really mean you scary because they used to do that all the time on BGC. The producer would literally make people go to a hotel. So Jaidynn and Shay are on their way out the door to go to the hotel. Jaidynn says that once her arm heals, she's going to take a look and run what happened back in her head. And she's going to have a hit list for everybody who was a part of what just happened with her and Shay's beds getting moved. We'll see. So as they leave, we see Cupcake, TT, Erica, Gloss Up, Ming, Hurricane M, Janellis, and I think maybe Daisy. It's a bunch of them. They all in the room together now, and they celebrating. I don't know if they thought the girls left for good or what, but they were celebrating for nothing because literally 30 seconds later, we see the producers coming back and putting 2 new beds in that room with Coco, which will obviously be for Shay and Jaidynn when they return from the hotel. So y'all just wasted all that energy huffing and puffing, picking up mattresses for nothing. So now Coco, Bahadi, and Oxy are in this room together for now because Shay and Jaidynn are still in the hotel, so why not? Coco was asking them, so y'all think I really had something to do with that? Bahadi said, I don't know, girl, we wasn't here. So Coco was trying to explain herself to Bahadi. She was talking bullshit to me. And then Oxy was saying she felt the way because I guess she mentioned to the group of girls, like, what did y'all do with the bed? Because I'm going to just go get the bed and put it back in there. Like, I was sleeping on that bed too. And y'all saying y'all don't got a problem with me, so. But apparently Ming has said if Oxy want that bed back, she going to have to fight for it. And Oxy basically said, girl, I'm not trying to fight no little ass 19-year-old girl. She's a kid and I'm a grown ass woman. Oxy also said, which Bahadi agreed with, that it was too many people. If it was 2 girls that y'all wanted to get out, then 2 people could have just came in the room and did that. It didn't have to be 8 to 10 girls in the room, all against 2 girls. And Coco was still trying to defend it, talking about, oh, well, it was really only 2 people putting their hands on them. No, it wasn't. It was Ming, it was TT, it was M, and it was Gloss. Then you had Rella kicking the door. And Oxy says she's not really buying it when the girls say, oh, it wasn't for you, because they know she was sleeping in that bed. And Coco still talking about some Jaidynn going to have to stand on business because I don't know who she is that she thinks she could bring my eye up. Like I said, put that energy into the person that blacked your eye. So Coco's in her confessional basically trying to say Oxy is mad for no reason. All three of them had two twin beds pushed together. So technically one bed was Shay's and one bed was Jaidyn's and Oxy was just in the middle. That wasn't her bed. So it's like technically you have a point, but no. Because like she said, y'all know she was sleeping there every night and y'all see her name on the door. So next day we see Hurricane M and TT talking. Hurricane M was like, do you feel like we did too much last night or we did our big one? TT talking about they did their big one. They did not. Daisy and Rella come in the room. So now Rella and TT both best friends with Daisy after she been punking y'all for the past 2 weeks. Daisy said that Natalie texted her. They going out today. They going on an excursion. And y'all see how I said Daisy been running the house. She been the one kind of coordinating these house meetings. I feel like she's the one that Natalie chose. So then Daisy starts talking to them about how she really likes Bahadi, but she heard Bahadi was talking about her. That's her heart, but she got to get to the bottom of it. And I'm like, why are you talking about your friend to 3 people that don't like her? And 2 of them already fought her. And buying what they're saying. Because Hurricane M was like, she's not your heart. You can't trust her, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, girl, Daisy, why are you even taking that in from bitches that you know don't like her? We see Shay and Jaidynn on the beach by their hotel, and they basically preparing to go back into the house. And Shay basically said her main concern now and her main targets is the people who threw the peanuts at her. Jaidynn basically told Shay about what happened when she left the room as far as Coco unlocking the door for the rest of the girls. And like Jaidynn said, if you sleeping in a room with me every night, we supposed to be that cool. We supposed to be riding together. Why would you get up out your sleep to go unlock the door for some bitches that you know coming at me and just took my bed? But they basically decide that their first targets is going to be the people who actually touched the bed. So Shay says she got Gloss and Jaidynn says she got TT because that's the people who was actually really grabbing and pulling their beds. Now Shay could actually win against Gloss, but TT is going to beat Jaidynn up. So Jaidynn, you setting yourself up for failure. You should have just went for Ming. So Jaidynn says that Natalie texted her and told her that they're going to the excursion. So Shay and Jaidynn are going to be meeting the girls on the sprinters on their way to the excursion. And then Jaidynn talking about it's giving upgrade, it's giving master bedroom. Like, Jaidynn, you are going to get beat up by TT. You are not taking her bed. Stop. Okay, so they on their way to the excursion. There's 2 separate buses. Bus 1 has Gloss, Janellas, Hurricane M, Cupcake, Oxy, and Bahadi. Bus 2 has Rella, Daisy, Erica, TT, and Coco. And they get joined by Shay and Jaidynn. So as soon as Shay and Jaidynn step foot on the bus, Erica is like, I just want to clear it up that I didn't touch anything in y'all room. I was just watching. So Shay was like, Erica is quick to try to dissociate herself away from the rest of the girls. But if you wasn't a part of the bullshit and you knew that it was wrong, why didn't you try to stop it? Because you was going along with it. And you came at Jaidynn and Shay throughout the day. You came at Jaidynn outside when y'all was having that little makeshift house meeting. And then you was talking about Shay, talking about I called it. I knew she was a bully and I don't like her. So I don't know why you keep saying you just an observer when you be talking shit too. So they start talking about the whole Coco unlocking the door situation. Jaidynn says she unlocked the door and opened the door because she thought that she was cool with TT and Gloss. Stupid, slow. So then it cuts to the other bus. Hurricane M is trying to tell Oxy, you know, we asked where you and Bahadi were before we moved the beds. We don't got a problem with y'all, this, that, and the third. Oxy basically told them, I feel like y'all going in the room with all of those numbers, trying to bully them and jump them low-key is corny. So it cuts back to the bus with Coco and Jaidynn. Coco is telling Jaidynn, it's my room now. You don't even have a bed in there, but she really does because she could sleep with Bahadi or Oxy. So Coco ends up swinging at Jaidynn. I really don't think they connected at all because Jaidynn was kicking. So I don't think Coco was able to reach her. And I don't think Jaidynn was able to reach Coco. And Ant got right in between them. And Ant told Coco to sit her ass down. TT is in her confessional saying that Jaidynn needs to be fighting her, Ming, and Gloss because that's who moved her bed. But if she feel like she want to fight Coco too, I understand it. Girl, why would you unlock the door for these girls and me and you in the same room and we supposed to be cool? Back on the other bus, Gloss starts asking Oxy, oh, if you feel a way about us all going in there taking the beds, what are you going to do about it? Oxy was like, well, I feel like you calling me out. And Gloss was like, yeah, you could feel like that. So then they both stood up and they start fighting on the bus. So the episode cuts off there. Make sure you go to the website to vote. The person with the most votes at the end of the season will get $50K at the reunion. Gloss up and Shay still fighting. Jaidynn is saying, oh, all of y'all are ganging up on me. Then we see the girls trying to get into their excursion, but they never end up getting in because they were fighting too much on their way inside. Coco versus Jaidynn. TT versus Jaidynn. Ming versus Oxy. Then we see Natalie yelling at the girls, telling them they not getting their phones back because of Janellis. Janellis was recording her allegedly. Daisy is mad because she's not going to have her phone. She attacks Janellis. We also see Shay attack Janellis. We also see Rella and Erica Raven get into it, and it looked like Gloss jumped in. Maybe she was breaking it up. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Then we see Coco, Bahadi, and Daisy on the beach, and Coco is basically saying what Bahadi allegedly said about Daisy. Bahadi is denying it. She looks genuinely confused. She's like, I never said that. But Daisy buys it, and her and Bahadi end up getting into it. Daisy's telling Bahadi, you don't have my protection no more. I'm really big dogging this shit, so I'm not looking out for you no more. And Bahadi swings on Daisy. So they end up fighting. Maybe they'll be friends again. I don't know. I really like them as a duo. I'm sad about it. But Daisy is delusional because it's like Bahadi never gave she needed protection. She fought everybody who wanted to fight her. So we'll just have to see what happens next week on episode 5. For this week, my most valuable baddies were Bahadi, Oxy, and Shay. And my least valuable baddies were Gloss, Ming, Hurricane M, TT, Coco Shadell, and Rella. That's the end of my Baddies Gone Wild, episode 4 review/recap. If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all later for Baddies Africa, episode 4. Bye.